Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Hi, everyone. So I want to know, obviously, this has been such a huge world and series for people for years. What do you think it is about the characters and just the environment of New York City and the Madagascar that keeps people coming back and interested for so long?
Dana, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So I think New York City is a character in and of itself, and it is, New Yorkers are they go after what they want. They go after their dreams. They are sometimes reckless and just go straight for it, which our characters do. But it started out with these characters in the movies who they did two things. They had a ton of heart and they were hilarious. And so we're sort of, they also, because we've never seen animals as like New Yorkers before, and they were such New Yorkers, they're more memorable. And when you have these characters who make you laugh and who you can sort of identify these sort of memorable traits from, you can make 100 stories from them and tell it 100 different ways, and each way will be new and interesting and exciting. So we were lucky, even though we sort of reimagined these characters as what they would be like as children, we're so lucky to have that to start out with.
Yeah, they also have such a beautiful interdynamic within the four of them. They really do feel like a family. So we're able to tell, as Dana was saying, there's kind of no end to the emotional stories we can tell, because they're so very, very relatable, the way they interrelate. And at its core, it's a story about friends, and that's kind of what the movies. It was such a gift to us because they're such a great core group of friends.
I want to know, I think as a kid, I would watch cartoons and animation. I had no idea what went into it, that people were involved like that. You just watched it for pure enjoyment. I think adults still don't realize what goes into it. I'd love to know, how did you both find out about careers kind of in this sector of the entertainment industry and just begin your work here?
Wow, that's a great question. And I do want to echo what you just said. Like, people, you kind of watch something, you're like, oh, it just happened like that. Somebody put a camera on some animals and they cartoonified it. And the truth is that so much goes into to creating a show like this, an episode with so many people. Neither Dana nor I couldn't come close to doing, this. It is such a team effort. And that's really the beauty of it, and the joy of it is that we get to collaborate with these incredible artists, from the writers to the storyboard artists to the designers to the musicians to the production people to the editors. It's an incredible group effort. I came to it kind of by accident, to be honest. My background is in I was a performer to begin with, and a writer of very not appropriate for children material. It's all fun. It's nothing too bad, but just for grown-up comedy. And I guess I had an animation writing job that came to me from an agent, and very quickly I understood the potential, because when you're writing for animated characters, there's actually a lot of things you can talk about, thematically, that might be more difficult with human beings, live human beings. And there's so much that you can do creatively with an animated character. You can have four animals, talking and having adventures in New York City. So it's such there's no limitation in animation, and that's the beauty of it. And it's also so beautiful, and it has the potential to be, not just funny in the way you have comedy in a live action world. It can be satisfying on a visual level, creatively, that you can't do in live action.
Yeah, I mean, to what Johanna said, it's it's great for people whose minds are always running, because the sky's the limit with animation. I started out in feature film development, and I loved it. But all my favorite films were animated films, and I remember the first time like watching Finding Nemo and like looking up on this huge screen and just saying, this is the kind of stuff that I want to write and make. And there are so many movies since then that have given me that same feeling. So I started, when I started writing, I just had looked out for, hey, are there any opportunities within the animated space? And I kind of pitched on a project. I was up for a job in animation. I had never worked in it before, and they're like, we love your take, but you have absolutely no experience in animation. And so I said, I better figure out how to get some experience. And I, started on some animated shorts, and from there, the ball got rolling. But it's what I love about your question is something that I discovered that I didn't, you're saying a lot of people don't think of like, oh, let me go get a job in animation. There's so many jobs within animation for people from so many different types of talents. Like we say on our set, on our team, everybody comes with some unique gift and some unique passion. And something I didn't realize until we, even having worked in animation, something I didn't realize until we worked on our show was there are full jobs for not just choreographers, but dancers we do these dance references for the music videos within the series. And so you have these dancers who are creating the moves that we see on screen. And I didn't know that was a job. And I went around telling every dancer I know, like, do you know that this is a job? Like, if you were a kid and you found that out, wouldn't that be like, I feel like it would, blow my mind if as a child dancer to find something like that out. There are lots of wonderful opportunities within animation for all kinds of talents.
Mm-hmm.
Madagascar, a little wild.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.